Hello everyone, it's Travis with COCAB, Watch Collectors of California and Beyond, with another full watch review. Tonight, we're going to be looking at the MMI Turret Marine Chronograph. This is the ice blue bottle, and it's TRC 228, which indicates the bracelet. So, just looking at that dial, I just love the look of it. As you're kind of taking it all in, I'll tell you a little bit about the brand. This brand was founded in 2019 by brand owner Victor Wee. It is a Singapore-based brand. The MMI stands for modernization, modification, and innovation, basically looking for new ways to improve watch designs. This is one that I think they did really, really well with, quite honestly. Just as a reminder, what makes a COCAB review different? The C will look at the characteristics, the O, the operations, the second C, the cool and unique features of this particular watch. A is the accessibility, which is both the price and the availability. And then we'll look at B, the brand offerings and info. So this again is the Turret Marine Chronograph, and it's heralded as a fusion of underwater prowess and precise timekeeping. So jumping right into the basic specs, this is approximately 14.3 millimeters thick. Right there, just as we're on it, I'll just go ahead and show you. You do have a nice loomed crown at the 3 o'clock, which is pretty cool. I always love loomed crown. This watch actually has a lot of loom on it. We're going to look at that here in a little bit. The weight on this is about 176 grams on the bracelet, sized for an 8 1/4 to 8 1/2 inch wrist. The diameter is 40 millimeters, and with the crown, it's about 43.2 millimeters. It's approximately 47 millimeters lug to lug. You can see that there. And it is water resistant to 100 meters and has a 2-year warranty. One of the things I really like about this, we'll move on to the dial. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up, but this has a beautiful eggshell textured sandwich dial, and then of course 3 sub-dials. One at the 6 o'clock position is the small seconds hand, and it is a black dial with white numerals. The 9 o'clock position is the hourly tracker of the chronograph, and it has the 3, 6, 9, and 12 enumerated, and larger hour markers and smaller half-hour markers. And then in the 12 o'clock position is the minute tracker of the chronograph seconds hand, same style as the 6 o'clock subdial. And then, of course, at the 3 o'clock is the words on the dial. And it basically says in orange, turret. And in black, it says hybrid chronograph below that. And I just really think this works. It looks really, really nice. The other really cool thing on the dial is the rotodate display. So I want to show that one to you right now. If you look at the 22, you'll see the orange indicator, which by the way is also loomed. So we're going to click this out, and you can see you can set the date right there. This is something fairly unique to MMI watches. I'm going to scroll it clear back around to the 22. But they have this rotodate display, and I really kind of like it. It looks really nice. I think it just works. So that's all pretty cool. And then on the rehot edge of the dial, just past the rotodate display, you can see a tachometer track. You can see that there up at the top of the rehot track there. All right, on the hands, we've got the minute, hour, and seconds. Those are all centrally positioned and all are loomed. The seconds hand is a thin, straight, and orange with kind of an elongated triangle of loom. It contrasts well, I think. The 6, 9, and 12 o'clock subdial hands are all orange with inner loom. You can see those there. And then, of course, the hour and minute hand have a fair amount of loom on them as well. The indices are the raised, kind of elongated triangles. They almost make you think of like a home plate on a baseball field, elongated. Those are loomed, and they're at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11 o'clock positions. The second minute black marks you'll see there between them. They're basically 3 smaller lines between each 5-minute interval, or 5-second, however you want to look at it. And then there is the, again, the outer rotodate display behind them. So, and then on the very edges of those indices, you'll see an orange mark on each one, right between basically the indice and the rotodate. You can see that on each one of those indices, which I think is pretty cool. The orange and the blue and the loom, it all works fairly well, I think. All right, so let's take a closer look at the loom. It is a Swiss Superluminova grade X1C3 or X1BGW9. I'm going to go ahead and illuminate it here real quick. So just kind of charge it. And you're going to see that you've got a full loom on the dial. Then, of course, all the hands that we talked about. And then you're going to see on the unidirectional rotating bezel. And then, of course, we already talked about the crown. So you've got a lot. There we go. I turn the light off so you can just kind of see how it looks. I really like the look of the loom on this watch. I think it just looks magnificent. So there's a good demonstration of that. All right, so moving on to the bezel, again, unidirectional rotating. It is a 120 click ceramic bezel insert with loomed 5-minute indices, except at the 12 o'clock where there's that inverted triangle. And you'll see from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, you've got 1-minute markers as well. The grip on this, I would say, is not as good as it could be. It's a little bit thin. It's about 2 millimeters thin. You can see it tapering off there. And that's one of the issues. Just could be a little bit better grip. And then as it clicks into place, it isn't quite as crisp as some. So just pointing that out for those that are interested. The crystal is the double dome sapphire crystal. Has 10 layers of AR coating on the underside, so that's awesome. The case is the brushed 316L stainless. I really like this because you can see my fingerprints on there. Let me wipe them off, as a matter of fact. But it doesn't catch the fingerprints as much as highly polished does. So I like the look of the case overall. You can see it does have some beveled edges on the lugs there, and looks pretty good. So, all right, the crown and the pushers. The main crown is at 3 o'clock. I already unscrewed that. It does have crown guards integrated. You can see that there. I'm going to go ahead and screw it back in. It does move into where it's inset into the case. So you can see that it doesn't stick out too far. A little bit of difficulty with the grip on that. Nothing horrible, but just a little bit. It is round 6.9 millimeter diameter with about 27 grooves. And I would say okay grip. It is signed with the unilateral loomed logo, which we looked at. I love the look of that. Even as you turn the crown, it stays looking great the whole time. The 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock are screw-down pushers that activate the chronograph. And these are the same similar design as like the Rolex Daytona. And you can see that you can start the chronograph here and then stop it. Now I have to unscrew this one. And then you can reset it there. So looks good there. I would say that these pushers also could have a little bit better grip. They're fairly small. They're basically 5.4 millimeters. And so when you get that small, it does get a little bit difficult on the grip. It's not horrible because you don't have the crown guards. So I would say it's not a horrible thing, but it does have maybe not as good a grip as what it could be. So, all right, let's look again then at the lugs. They're not drilled. I always like drilled lugs, but they do have the quick release bracelet. So let's take a look there. You can see on both sides is the quick release. I do have to mention, I don't know if it'll show up, but this screw has kind of some sharp edges. It'll catch your thumb. This one's fine. And then on this side, this one is fine. And this one has some sharp edges. So wearing it, it never does anything, but just when you are touching the back of it, it will catch your skin. So just so you're aware of that. Lug width is 22 millimeters, then tapers down to 20 millimeters, down to the signed clasp. Love this. You've got the safety clasp and then the double-sided. All works very well. So that looks great. Let's look at the case back. It is it's not an exhibition case back, but you can see it's got the nice MMI logo on that, which is always great. And it says 316L. This one is 37 of 88, Turret Chronograph V2, 100M, VK67, and Sapphire. So that's written on the back. It is a groove screw down decorated embossed case back with the logo. So looks good. The bracelet we talked about before, but it is 316L stainless steel, has the dual quick release. The buckle is a milled clasp signed with the logo. Didn't point this out before, but it does have the nice beveled edges on that. And it does have let me go ahead and open this again, 5 micro adjusts that are pretty easy to adjust right here. You can move that just using a standard, whatever you want. I use a pair of sharp tweezers and it seems to work out well. All right, I'm going to set this to the side just briefly, and we will look at the packaging. So this came in an outer cardboard signed sleeve. Take that off. Inside of that is a nice finished and signed cardboard box. And then inside of that is the leather pouch. So you can see that nice long strap there on that. Basically, this is a nice 3-watch roll. In one of the pockets is the warranty card. You can see right there it says modernization, modification, and innovation. One slight little thing, modernization, I saw was misspelled on the card. On the back, you've got room for the serial number, model, date of purchase, retail stamp, and I think I said 2-year, but these have a 1-year limited warranty, so I want to make sure to point that out. And then the middle pocket is empty, and the third one had the watch in it. So that was the packaging. Looks very nice. All right, on the operations side of this has a pretty unique and cool movement. It has the Seiko hybrid Meca Quartz movement. It's the VK67A, which is basically their premium chronograph series. In case you do get one, this has battery cell 394, which should last around 3 years depending on use. It basically uses quartz technology for the main functions of the watch and a mechanical module for operating the chronograph. Seiko says it should be accurate to within 20 seconds per month at normal temperatures. So very nice movement there. My experiences with the watch, putting it on and off was great, felt great, very easy to get on and off. Setting the time, very smooth. Let me go ahead and undo this. With the crown, it's about 5 partial turns when it's fully screwed down. So I'm going to just show you the hands. You can see it's very little, say about 1/6 of a turn before it starts engaging the hands. There's very little crown wobble, almost no crown wobble, which I think is great. Setting the date we looked at earlier, but very smooth, easily clicks into the proper slot, so that's great. Turning the bezel, again, could have a little bit more grip, and it feels a bit imprecise on each click. Nothing horrible, but I do want to make you aware of that. Screw down crown, again, about 5 partial turns, and then using the chronograph. The pushers take a lot of revolutions, as you can see, like as I unscrew this one. Takes quite a few to come fully out, and it never does fully stop. So just so you're aware of that, you're not going to be able to get it to go to an end, which is fine, and then you can start it and stop it. So what could be improved on this watch? I would say the screws, again, a little sharp, catch on your skin on the quick release bracelet. Not a big deal. The crown and screw down pushers, they could have better grip. The bezel could have a little bit better grip or be thicker, just so you can catch it a little bit better, and could be a little crisper on the action there. And then nitpicking, these are some of the things that are not very big, but just got to point them out. Some of the subdial indice paint and words are not clean when highly magnified. You can't hardly tell right now, but if you take a picture and enlarge it all the way, you'll just see some of the lines and the words could be a little crisper on the paint. The hands don't line perfectly. They're not terrible, but at the 9 o'clock subdial and chronograph seconds with the date tachometer, just a little bit off. You can see, let me try to get it here. You can kind of see it right there. It's just a little to the right. Again, we're looking at the 9 o'clock subdial. Just a little to the right of that straight up 12 o'clock position. Nothing bad. And then, of course, I mentioned before, modernization is spelled incorrectly on the warranty card, so that's not a big deal. The cool and unique and what I love, okay, so just overall, I love the design color. It's almost a Tiffany blue, maybe not quite. I think they probably have it named aptly at ice blue. The color and then that eggshell texture and those 3 subdials, I just really like it. The tachometer, the chronograph, a lot of good features on this watch. One of my favorite is probably that rotodate dial, or rotodate display on the dial. It's just so unique and it's fairly easy to read. I don't know if I pointed out, but that also is loomed. So let's see if you can see that. There you go. You can kind of see how that shows up. The full loom itself and then the contrasting loom colors, I kind of like that. It just looks good. Those hands against that full loom dial, they look amazing. And then the fact that it doesn't collect fingerprints as easily as some watches. So lots of good stuff going on with this one. When it comes to accessibility, I always like to think of affordability and availability. Right now, this has a promotional price of $399 with the bracelet. That actually just started on April 16th of 2024. And it runs through May 15th of 2024. After that, it will go up to $469. With the leather and rubber strap pack, it's currently $379, and after May 15th will be $449. So pretty good deal for what you're getting with the features and stuff on this watch. Brand offerings, go to mmiwatches.com. There's lots of other models, lots of other options for you. I believe at least one other color scheme of this watch. Lots of good stuff there, so check out their website. All right, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.